was 11 years old. I was playing outside with my sister, and we had this crazy bee year in Alaska. I say bees, they were wasps. Yellow jackets, nests the size of a basketball. It was crazy. My dad was blowing them out of the tree with a shotgun that year. We were playing sardines. So she hid behind a tree. I came right behind her. She had stepped on a ground hive. She ran out with one sting in the middle of her forehead. I stomped around a little and then followed her out, and I came out with 36 wasp stings. So I was just going nuts, tearing my clothes off. I didn't care who was around, and there were little wasps crawling all over in my clothes. It was the most terrifying thing. And the rest of that summer, I was not going outside. I was just like, nope, I don't care. I'm never getting stung again. But I had to go outside, and I still got stung 4 more times that summer. How does this relate? Okay, let me explain. So the first element of the story is that I was unprepared. I didn't know that there could be underground hives. I didn't know what to do when we ran into one. I just kind of went crazy and was screaming and thrashing. I was unprepared. We can relate that to birth in that as a first-time mom, it was very similar. I was unprepared. I went in thinking, you know, it's great, everything's gonna be fine, I can do this. And 26 hours in, I was begging for an epidural. I was gonna go all natural, and then I was like, oh, I can't do this. The epidural didn't work, so I had another couple hours of just really bad labor. Second point, I was copying the actions of my sister. I was doing what she was doing. We were playing sardines. She hid, I hid. She ran, I ran. But I didn't have the deeper knowledge and wisdom. She was a couple years older than me. She knew right away, you run as fast as you can. I was just kind of like, what's happening? And so I was trying to copy her actions, but I didn't come out with the same results. She came out with 1 little bee sting. I came out with 36, right? Huge difference. And when we copy other people's actions without having a deeper understanding of what all is at play here, what they're doing, how that all functions, then we're gonna get results that look totally different than the person we were copying. Hey, they had a pain-free birth, I'm gonna do what they did. But without the knowledge and understanding, it doesn't turn out the same. I was so triggered by those bee stings. They hurt, and I just went nuts. I was just screaming and flailing, and I wasn't able to stay relaxed and calm and think clearly. My grandma was there and was able to help me calm down and get, some baking soda and honey and take care of those wasp stings. But I just didn't know what to do, and I was super triggered, and I just went crazy. The same thing happens with women trying to have a pain-free birth. They think, okay, I can do this, and then they get triggered when they feel some sensations that are new, and those sensations register as pain because this is different, this hurts, this is not what I expected. And so what happens? They freak out and they start hyperventilating, and they don't breathe well, they don't relax, they resist, they fight, they tense up, and they have a painful birth. I never wanted another bee sting. I was absolutely adamant. I was not going outside. I was not going to do anything to get another bee sting. But what happened is I had to go outside, and I got stung 4 more times. But my other family members did not get stung. So why me, right? And I kind of took it that way in sort of a victimized attitude. Why me? Why did I get stung so many times? And I literally believe I was attracting it. I was thinking about, I don't want to get stung, I don't want to get stung. I was terrified of it, and wasn't thinking about what I did want. So I wasn't observant enough to notice, hey, there's bees buzzing around our boat. Don't go over there. I was just freaked out about, I don't ever want to get stung again. In birth, what does that mean for birth? Well, if we've had a traumatic birth, then we think, I never want to do that again. Forget about it. And then we say, okay, maybe one more. We try it, and we have exactly what we don't want. We have everything, maybe it even ends in some kind of traumatic thing like an emergency C-section. What? I was trying to not have that. I was trying to avoid all of that, but then we attracted it because that's what we were focused on. I had to learn, because I continued to live in Alaska, I had to learn to respect nature, to understand that yellow jackets are just a part of nature. They're God's creations and they're there. And if I don't bother them, they don't bother me. When I learned to respect how my body was functioning, what my body was doing, this is a natural process. I don't fight it, I don't resist it, I don't hate it. I lean into it, I embrace it, and I just let it do its job. That's when I was able to have a pain-free birth. So that's my wasp story and how it relates to a pain-free birth. I wrote a book about how to have pain-free birth, and I want to share it with everybody because it's possible. With some simple steps, you too can have a pain-free birth.